Happy snow day, Minnesota Wild fans. Well, if you're in Minnesota, snow days don't really happen. It just snows and we have to carry on anyway. So be safe out there if you are driving in these snowy conditions today. But this evening, Minnesota Wild will visit the Columbus Blue Jackets, kicking off a stretch where they play 4 of the next 5 away from XL Energy Center. A little bit on Columbus this season. You may remember them from such expansion drafts as 2000 with the Minnesota Wild. But more on them. They are second in the Metropolitan Division, 30 points behind the Washington Capitals, who are at 31 points. They have won 7 out of their past 10 games. They've really turned it on here in the month of November. Big part of that is Sergei Bobrovsky has really cranked it up here. He had a save percentage in the 880 range in the month of October, but here in November it is at 935, so he has been a big reason why they have been successful not only this month but here in the last few years. Top line for Columbus, very, very good. Kind of reminds me of Colorado. They don't get a lot of the press, though, like the Colorado top line does. That is Artemi Panarin, Pierre-Luc Dubois, not to be related with Jean-Luc Picard. Sorry, that made no sense. And Cam Atkinson. They are all very, very good, all over 20 points this year. Artemi Panarin coming into tonight's game, 11 points in the last 9 games. We may remember him from the Blackhawks a few years prior. In his career, he has 10 points in 11 meetings against the Minnesota Wild. Cam Atkinson, one of the hottest players in the league right now. He is on an 8-game point streak, 14 points in that time on Monday against Detroit, in which the Blue Jackets scored 7 goals. Atkinson did not get a goal, which snapped a 7-game goal streak for him. So that's pretty incredible to see here in this day and age. And then, of course, Pierre-Luc Dubois. He has 7 multi-point games this season. It's been a big catalyst down the middle for them. You may remember Columbus took a lot of flack for drafting him number 3 overall over Jesse Puljujarvi, who Edmonton snatched at number 4 a few years back. Well, who's laughing now? Anyway, so that's kind of what to look for on Columbus. They do pretty decently scoring up front. However, special teams, nothing to write home about. They are in the bottom third of the league on the power play and the bottom half of the league on the penalty kill. Nothing to write home about there for special teams. So if the Wild can win the special teams battle, gotta like their chances here tonight. Speaking of the Minnesota Wild, they are coming off that horrific loss to Arizona on Tuesday night. Check out my article on zonecoverage.com where I broke down their third period implosion against the Coyotes, where they blew a 3-1 lead. They are, again, back at it here tonight. Zach Parise scored a goal for the past 5 games. Dude just continues to produce like no one's business at the age of 34. Did a nice feature on him last week as to how he's still producing and how great that is at his age. And then Matt Dumba has a 7-game point streak. That is tied for the longest by a defenseman in Minnesota Wild history. If he gets on the score sheet tonight, that is his record alone. It would beat Ryan Suter back in March of 2013. Greg Pateryn questionable for Minnesota. He was out on Tuesday. He's been a horse back there as on their third defensive pairing. Really, the third defensive pairing wasn't the problem on Tuesday night against Arizona. The Jonas Brodie and Matt Dumba pairing was a big problem. So if Pattern's out again, it'll be interesting to see if they can hold strong again. But you're putting in Nate Prosser, so it's a toss-up. And then Devin Dubnyk likely to start again for Minnesota after not a great start on Tuesday night against Arizona. 885 save percentage for Mr. Dubnyk in the month of November. Not very good. So the Wild will hope that he starts to get it turned around. Otherwise, that's not good. He's a big reason why they win, folks. Spoiler alert. So that'll do it for me. We will chat with you after the game. And again, stay safe out there.